Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to show and tell number 233. So it has been, wow guys, I try very hard to set aside time on occasion to have, just some time. Last week did not work out. I had everything scrubbed and cleaned and ready to go for the week. I had laundry done. I had kind of meal planned and prepped for most of the week. So all I was supposed to have to do last week was walk, tidy, craft. With the exception of Tuesday, which was a filming day. And that took me like all day to film Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday's videos and then start the editing and uploading process of all that. But yeah, so that didn't happen. So I think it was Tuesday. Monday we had something else happen. It was like just minor nitnoy household things that I was taking care of. Tuesday, as soon as I got done filming, I think it was, maybe it was Wednesday. Anyway, as soon no, I can't remember. Either way, I lost the entire afternoon. So I had come back from my walk, did my tidying, had dinner prepped, made sure everything was chopped and ready to go for salads and stuff like that. And then my husband called and said we needed to go help my mother-in-law with something. So that's an hour and a half round trip in the afternoon, just with traffic and stuff, which isn't, like the end of the world. But then there's the time you're spending there helping her do something. So that just like wiped that entire day. I got to knit in the car and that was about it. So that was something special. And then Saturday we ended up spending the entire first half of the day doing toilet plumbing. So we had to replace a flush kit and replace some flappers downstairs. Something weird's going on with the bathroom in this room too. So that's part of the problem with having, we're right at that 20-year things start just wearing out zone on this house. It's a 20-year-old house. And so there's just those minor things that have to be taken care of. But now I know how to replace a flush kit in a toilet without replacing the entire tank kit. The more you know. So Troy did most of the actual work. I'd helped with adjustments and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how we spent our Saturday. So I did get the first pair of socks done. I was supposed to have two. That didn't work out. But for Knitty Natty's sock week, I was not able to Sunday get started knitting the Knit Circus yarn. So what I had decided to do was I'd go ahead and knit these Felici Dark Side socks. So the inspiration for this is the Pink Floyd album, Dark Side of the Moon. So yeah, really enjoyed these. Really love doing these. These are just a straight rib tube sock. So they were very easy to do. I never had to stop and make a heel. My husband kept laughing. He thought that he hoped they were going to fit because they looked awfully narrow. And I mean, he's not wrong. They do look very narrow, but they do have quite a bit of stretch to them still. But yeah, so I've never knit a pair of tube socks before. I will try the helical rib stitch next time and see if I like the way that fits around the heel a little bit better, because I do have a lot of depth from the top of my ankle to the back of my heel. There's a lot of depth here, which is one of the reasons why I've never made tube socks before, because if I didn't like them, what was I going to do with them? It's not like I'm making normal socks over here. Everything's a little wild and crazy. So anyway, I did get these done. I'm very happy with them. I did get them both entered into Knitty Natty's Make Along. I also got pictures up for Summer Sock Camp, as well as Knit All the Yarns, Knit All the Stripes Make Along for the summer. So these got entered into 3 different make-alongs. I'm very happy with that. I'm very pleased with how these turned out. I just didn't get as far as I wanted. A lot of my crafting time just got absorbed last week. And even with the rain and stuff, so we're having rain every day. It is, even in the house, I had to go out and check on something earlier. I still feel sticky. So there's like walking, it's 75 degrees. We're not really perspiring out there, us morning walkers and joggers and stuff. You're condensating because there's so much moisture in the air. It's like 96-97% humidity, even though it's only 70 to 75 degrees. It is redonkulous. Today it's supposed to hit 90 again, and then I think we drop back off to like highs of like 82 to 85. But it has been bonkers. So this morning while I was doing laundry, I didn't walk this morning. I did do laundry this morning, and while I was folding it, I finished the last half hour of Fantastic Land. I love the way it was written. I like the style it was written in. Like I said, I was doing the audiobook, and I really love how that felt in the audio format. The way it was tied up at the end, from the point of view of the National Guard on, definitely made me feel less guilty for enjoying the book, because I was really enjoying the way it was written and the way, I don't know what Banner's down there doing, but he is making some kind of noise. Pippin is asleep with his feet in the air. I like the characters, and I like how the story developed of what happened. So anyway, it was really good. Oh no, he was in the next room making a lot of noise. What you doing, Banner? Banner, what you doing? You being silly? He has been the last 2 weeks being very, very like gregarious and personable and floofing all over the place. So anyway, but yeah, I finished that this morning. Now I got to decide what my next book is going to be. Since I didn't walk today, it was actually kind of nice to just get that book finished. So the next time I go out for a walk, I'll be starting a fresh book. All that because I was moving into all of the socks that I have on the go. So these are the walking socks. These are my Christmas and July socks. I did get a chance this week to sit down and put in the heels. So we got heels. Yesterday's walk, I went from here to here in 4.5 miles. This is where I was last week. Once again, my little sock bags are T-Doddles mini maker bags. I will have Christy's Etsy shop and YouTube channel tag down below. This is Mary Maxim Festive Feet, and the Heels Toes cuffs are in Knit Pick Stroll and Hollyberry. That's been in my stash for long times. But so far, I've taken these on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. And then this section, no, 6 walks. So from here to here was Tuesday last week, or Monday last week. Then I did this for the heel. This is where I was putting in the heel. And then this is yesterday. So these will be done by the end of the week, no doubt. Tomorrow morning I have my dentist appointment. I am filming this Wednesday, the 31st of July. So tomorrow is August 1st. Yeah, so I got a dentist appointment, and then I have Pershall that night, which will be nice. Counterbalance the day, going to the dentist, and then getting to meet up with friends and having a sit and stitch. So I actually will probably do the same thing I did last month, which is taking some of this finishing work with me, because I just have not been weaving in the ends on things. And most of the stuff I'm working on that would be for Pershall is kind of in an awkward state. So I don't know that necessarily I want to take it with me to travel. So up next, we have my pineapple socks, and I got so little done on these, I almost didn't even bother bringing them up, but this is where it was last week, and all I did was do 6 rows. No, not even. I did 3 rows. But I was really focusing on the dark side socks very heavily, so we've gotten this far, about 1.5 inches up from the heel. So like I said, I'll do 24 more rows, then make the decision to do another section or not before I put on the cuff. And the cuff will be in green, so it looks more like a pineapple. I put everything in here in reverse order of how I ended up starting to share them, so I got a mess in my bucket. So these are my Atomic Hermione socks. These are the Hermione Everyday socks. All the patterns will be in the description box down below. This is using Hypnotic yarn in Atomic Turquoise and Knit Pick Stroll in the violet color that I cannot remember the name of. But these are what I took Sunday in the car. So I got that much done on Sunday morning. And then we went to Cracker Barrel for breakfast. So between breakfast and the car ride to Mass, that's where I got on these guys. I hope I remembered to bring the other, I think I put 4 bags in here. I did start another pair of socks with every intention of getting a second pair of socks done for sock week. These are going to be a pair of ankle socks, I believe. Probably with a short row cuff or a tabbed cuff. But these are using Peyton's Croy and Meadow Stripes. And right now I am on the foot. I'm not sure what I put this marker in there. Oh, this is, so I cast these on Friday. And my thought was, if I can get these cast on Friday, I'll have all day Saturday and Sunday to finish them. And I just need to do my foot and like this much cuff. That's it. That's how far I got. I'm not sure where my little frog marker came from, but he's one of the cutest little things I've ever seen. This, as you've seen the other 3 bags over and over again, my Monkey Wrench bag, the Cats in Spring, and the Dinosaur Christmas. So this is actually a Halloween bag, and I just thought the colors kind of work together. So I used this one. And the inside is spoopery doopery. Like I said, I just love Christy's fabric choices. I loved getting her Bag of the Month Club because you never knew what you were going to get. And they were always so much fun. So this is from Joann's. It is a 16-ounce mug. I got 2 Halloween mugs this year. All right. Next, WIPs. So I shared with you guys a couple weeks ago that I'm taking my DK weight scraps and doing a corner-to-corner bed blanket for the transitions organization here in Richland County. Last time I showed you, I was right here. Now I'm down to here. So I have put in a substantial amount. From the hat and scarf set that I did, I finished one of the cakes into here, and I'm almost done with the second cake. So I do have some scraps left over from when I was doing my bed blanket. So this is 2 DK/sport weight yarns held double, doing a crochet corner to corner. And I am using a size J hook or 6mm hook for this one. Do this without making a huge clatter. But I have 2 balls of the scraps from the socks that I did. This is all that I have left of the gnome cupcake. And I'm not sure what this is, but it's the right weight. And then this is left over from doing that giant king size blanket that I finished earlier this year. So bada bing, bada boom. Progress. Once again, progress. All right. So where next? I have one more WIP. I have to remind myself. I know why this doesn't look right yet. I've got to be patient with myself. So I am working on a self-designed kimono style cover-up / vest. And instead of just splitting here, one of the things that I did is I did extra rows to add width to go around the back of my neck. And I let it ride low. I cut this short, knowing I planned on trimming the neckline. I'm either going to put in a collar or I'm going to trim it, in which this will pull in a little bit. So right now, the back rides like way wonky on me, but I did seam my underarms and trim my armholes, which added a ton of structure to how this hangs. So what I did to seam up the sides, you can see it right here. I did a row of single crochet, just skipped over to the side, did a row of single crochets, making sure I was going to be matching. Then, so I went up, down in one pass, and then I slip stitched the two together and then immediately trimmed out the armhole from there. And I did a reverse single crochet on the armhole to add more rigid stability there. So I've got both armholes done, and I started doing my bottom trim. So if you guys are familiar with Shawl and a Ball Moonstone, you'll be like, hey, wait a minute, that looks like something different. That doesn't look like Moonstone. And apparently you'd be correct. So you see, what had happened was, many of you guys may remember, I told you guys something was wrong with my third ball of Moonstone, and it didn't have sparkles in it. It went from being sparkly to unsparkly. I wish I had just been filming myself sitting there. So I put that one on the wool genie here, and I've been working this from the outside. Bear in mind, the only one of my shawls in a ball that I did not purchase either directly from Lion Brand or Joann's are these. This is Pixie, and these were gifted to me in a YouTuber community swap. That's the only one of what I have left that I did not purchase either from Lion Brand or from Joann's. So what I am about to tell you happened is really, really weird. So obviously I am an organizer. All of my colors are together. So all of my moonstones were right here. My tranquil teal is right here, or tranquil, whatever it is. Healing teal. I have healing teal. I know what healing teal looks like. I'm familiar with it. I'm not sure how this happened. In 35 years of yarn crafting, this exact scenario has never happened. Now, I have found baby balls stuffed inside of skeins that I've purchased, like new from the store. There's also weirder things that I've gotten from the secondhand yarns I've received over the years. But we're talking specifically about what I bought in the store. I've had baby balls pop out. I've had like barf balls that have been shoved in the center somehow. I've had some weird things occur in purchasing, but this one just beats all I've ever seen. So this was wrapped as Moonstone. Labels get misplaced all the time. I've moved, since buying this, I've moved twice. Fine. No, I double checked. This started off as Moonstone. It started off as the pewter gray in the Moonstone colorway with the sparkles. Then it transitioned to no sparkles. And I can't remember if there was a knot in it or not. But it went from sparkle to no sparkle. So I did a couple rows on the base on one side with this non-sparkle, went ahead and cut it and went and grabbed my third ball. So that then became my second ball. So I left this sitting on the wool genie. Since I told you guys, I was like, something's weird with this other skein. So I'm down to the last blob of my Moonstone that I was previously working on skein 2. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get the wool genie out. We've got this huge swath we're doing the bottom section here. Let's just go ahead. We'll use the other skein. If it doesn't have sparkles, it's not a big deal. So it's like going to be sparkle here and then no sparkle on the band. And then maybe we'll trim the whole thing out with the last little bit of sparkle I have. I start working and working, and it goes from the light blue that I used to trim, and then it goes into this dark blue, which is also in the moonstone. Mind you, it's also up here in the moonstone. So this denim-y dark blue down here in there. And then I realize I'm getting drag on this. So this was sitting behind me on the floor. I'm getting drag on my ball, which is weird. But then I noticed that I'm starting to get this like tealy color popping up. And I'm like, something's not right here. The reason I was getting drag on the wool genie is there was another band in here that says Healing Teal. So this is Healing Teal that had an outer layer of moonstone with another label on top of that that says moonstone. So I have like a 75-gram skein of Healing Teal hidden inside 25 grams or whatever it is of moonstone. And it was wound like a normal. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if on the line they had a micro skein of Healing Teal that somehow got banded, even though where you're skeining the yarn is not the same place you're going to band the yarn. So I don't know what happened. Or if somebody found some clever way to trick everybody into believing, because I don't know if I bought that in person at Joann's or if I ordered that from Lion Brand. But this is one of those, I've never seen it before. I've been doing this for 35 years. I use a lot of mass-produced yarns like this over the years. I've never seen this. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to think about it. I'm not angry because I can easily, they're cousin colors. I wish there was a little bit of the pink in there still, but they're cousin colors, so it's not the end of the world. But what the heck? How does that even happen? It's like you put the micro skein back on a ball winder and wound a different color on top of it. If the label weren't in there, I wouldn't be confused, but there was another label like scrunched up and stuffed in there. So did somebody take like the middle of one skein out, tuck it with a different skein, and I just happened to be the idiot that bought it at the store? I don't understand. But like I said, I've never seen this before. This was something special. I didn't mean for like everything to be story time between like what happened this week and this, but yeah, let me know if you've ever like bought a skein of yarn that literally had a properly banded smaller skein tucked inside of it, because that's a new one for me. I had never seen that before. But yeah, I that's that special kind of something where I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I'm feeling. So Saturday we will have a video. I think it's going to be my update on summer sock camp, where I am on my bucket of yarns that I plan on working from. I do have some more yarns in my Real Monsters bag I want to talk to you guys about. I'm not sure if we're going to have a video on Tuesday. I may be too busy getting ready. Next weekend is the Southern Comforts Fiber Market. It's August 9th and 10th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Definitely come check it out. I will be there both days. I plan on filming, hopefully spending some time talking to the dyers earlier in the morning on Friday when it's kind of quiet. I am going to try a slightly different format. I do now have a gimbal for my phone, so we will see if Carrie can manage a gimbal so I can get some good panoramic shots and stuff, so you guys can really get the scope of where we are. While this is a smaller market, it's nothing like, you know, SAF or something. It is awesome. They get some amazing dyers to come. I'm really hoping that Fold Out Cat's there again this year because they're just adorable. I just kind of love them. They're a little weird and I kind of love them. There's also a number of farms that are there. So if you want processed undyed wool, if you just want like roving. Ooh, and the guys that did the 70s thing, I think is supposed to be there, the ones that I keep getting in the balls that I've been putting on the knockoff Ashford. I really need to get some spinning done this year because I have some stuff in my giant cart of spinning that I want to. But they have colors every year that they're I don't want to say they're basic because it makes them sound like there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. They have what appear to be normal colors together in these roving balls. This is the one I've been spinning on for the last year and a half. I mean, like, this doesn't necessarily look wow, unless you're really into the 70s thing. But let me tell you, this is spinning up like a dream. I have a different color that I'm going to spin and ply this with. So I'm just like, cannot wait. So excited. But they always have something that I'm just in love with and have to have more of. And they're supposed to be there again this year. And I'm so excited. So anyway, all that to say, I am not sure if we will have a video on Tuesday or Saturday next week. It may just be Thursday's video, and because I will be spending Friday driving up at dark 30. I still need to text Jennifer and ask if I can get in an hour early to do some early footage and maybe start asking some of the vendors some questions. But oh my God, you guys. I have not like picked my like project to purchase for, or what am I buying specifically for. I do kind of want to get an e-spinner though. And I think the lady who sells the e-spinners is going to be there. I also think the lady who wove the really pretty hand towels is going to be there. And as I was literally in the process of moving, we hadn't closed on this house yet, but we were under contract here. But we were staying in the apartment last year. I didn't want to buy hand towels, but I really, if she's there, want to get some of her kitty cat hand towels because they're adorable. But anyway, I'm going to run. I'm going to put some cat pictures at the end of this. I think that's it. I love you guys. I can't wait for next week. I can't wait. I'm having dinner with my walking friends, and depending on what time I get back Saturday morning, I plan on going walking with them, going back to the hotel, taking a shower, and then heading back to the show. I can't wait. I'm going to have like the bestest 48 hours. So anyway, I love you guys. I will see you all real soon. Bye guys.